Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering another popular Shojo anime, Maid Sama.
This romantic comedy anime follows Misaki Yukawa, also known as Misa, a harsh president of Seika High School who secretly works at a Maid Cafe. When fellow student Takumi Usui, stupid Usui, finds out her secret hilarity ensues. It's Shojo!
Oh yeah. The same English voice actor for Todoroki,
David Matranga,
is also the voice of Usui.
And I'm so happy because I love Shoto Todoroki. Yes.
And Monica Riel is the voice of
Misaki.
Misa. Right. Now for the others, we're not entirely sure.
Her name is Ayuzawa. I told you it was not correct.
Oh.
Her name is Misaka Ayuzawa.
Well, how did they get to that?
I don't know.
Two different people.
Her name is Misaki Ayuzawa. Before you guys correct us, rightfully.
Yeah, that's weird.
But this is second only to Ouran in a very fun romantic comedy anime. And then we found out after finishing the anime that there are 18 mangas with 8 volumes, and each one is a set of 2. Mm-hmm. So the story continues even after the anime ends. So we will be getting all 18, I think it's 18. Yeah, all 18 manga or all 9 volumes so that we can finish the story and see what happened with Usui and Misa. Yeah. We know a spoiler that they got married. I think that's the spoiler.
Right, that's about it. Because look at the cover. I'm like, yeah, right. Now there's a problem. And for me, when we were first watching it, first episode.
The only reason we should give full disclosure. The only reason we watched it because I said, David Matranga, we gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, that's pretty much it. And we don't know much of the other people in here unless we go to another site because most of the time they only list the 2 stars in English and everyone else is in Japanese.
Right.
So when we first watched it on the first episode, immediately loved it. It was really, really fun. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was like a reversed Ouran High.
Yes.
Because everything was like eerily similar to it. It's like they did a role reversal, and it was about the girl, and like I said, the guy, and it's the maids instead of a host club, and like if Tamaki was toned down all the way to 1, it was like everything, and she was turned up to 11. So for me, that's what it felt like. It felt like someone rebooted Ouran.
And if Tamaki lived on his own instead of having a maid and his grandmother and his father and another residence all there to cater to him and get his whims, all his whims met. So Usui is more self-sufficient, being alone, and with the cat that he finds, who at first claws him, then the cat realizes she gets to go home with him and be off the street, so the kitty gets happy.
The kitty.
This was hilarious. It was fun and smart, and some of the best lines, and they gave Usui some of the greatest comebacks on Misa when she would say things, and she was always ranting and raving, and there was one that was really hilarious where she wanted to fight him because she was so upset, and she kicks her leg up. He says, "Ooh, you better watch it. I'll see under your skirt."
And the thing is, like, she goes off just about every episode on him. He's gonna be a stalker, an alien, a creep, weirdo.
And she's always calling him stupid Usui.
And just like it says nothing. And then like in the beginning, there was also this thing where like he would say something really smart ass, and she would throw him out a window. And then he'll change animation style. Next thing you know, crash, and he's thrown out the window. The next thing he's back in.
So it was fun because you also got to see the contrast of them. As we mentioned, Usui lived on his own, and until we read the manga, we won't know the backstory of how he ends up by himself.
Right.
But then you see the contrast of Misa living with her mom and her sister, who enters every sweepstakes there is on Earth, and she seems to win all of them.
Right.
She's always got all this free food and free things. And you see that he likes that they have the family dynamic because he's living by himself. And one day, her mom, who drops everything on the way home from the store all the time, she drops stuff in front of him, but he doesn't know it's her mom, and he offers to help her take the stuff home. And then Misa comes home, and Usui is there, and she's like, "What are you doing here?" Like, "I didn't know. Really, I didn't know that she was your mother." And she's upset and telling him he has to leave. And mom's like, "No, I want him to stay here. He's our guest." And so that was hilarious because he was learning more and more about Misa indirectly. And he wanted her to know more about him. He actually gave her his address. He said, I don't want your address, stupid Usui. I don't know where you live. I don't want to know anything about you. But she didn't throw it away.
Right. Like, it was still there. Like, wait a minute, we saw you throw it out, but now it's still there. We said, error. But yeah, every episode is just really, really fun. Only one episode we didn't care for because they have this running gag where these 3 guys used to be bullies. And when they found she works in the Maid Cafe, all of a sudden they turn into goofballs. And, you know, they visit the cafe pretty much every single day and they want to see her. They gave them their own episode where it was supposed to be like, one of them used to be this tough guy at their old school, like a rebel or a biker or something. It was something weird, and they thought one of the male students was a girl and went through this whole convoluted thing, and then they never rescued the guy. And that was the only episode we didn't care for because it just kept going and going, and we were like, yeah, never mind. It didn't hold our
interest, but maybe when we watch it,
maybe
when we watch it again, we will discover maybe what is the jewel in that episode as well, because we're going to watch this series all over again.
Yeah, at some point,
just like we've done Ouran. And Ouran, of course, is my favorite romantic comedy anime of all time. I could sit and watch Ouran over and over and over and never be bored. 20 years from now, I could see watching Ouran and being just as entertained and loving it and full of joy. And this one is a really close second. And I really love, of course, that it has David Matrong. And I've seen that enough times. And I love the dynamic, and I love that despite how she behaves and acts, he sees, you know, the real her, and he loves her no matter what. And he tells her that he loves her long before she tells him.
Right.
And he shows her, because he always shows up in the nick of time to save her from so many things. But she doesn't need saving by a stupid Usui. And she says she hates men, but it's obvious she doesn't.
Right.
She's just being a... I don't know. What is she being?
She thinks she's holding a grudge or saying the guys are dumb and stuff because there's more guys than girls at the school, and their dad left the family, so she kind of has this thing where she doesn't trust guys.
And she keeps saying she hates him, but you know she doesn't.
Right.
You can tell by her behavior and how she tries to be fair. Usually with everyone,
right?
But she's a little harder on the boys than the girls.
Right, and then as it goes on, she is a little less harsh on the guys as it goes on.
Thanks
she
to
starts,
Usui.
Right, and she starts listening to the stuff they have to say, and it's not as she wants to beat up all the guys. And later on, you're thinking, okay, of course they're gonna get together. It's like Ouran with Tamaki, where it's Fujioka, and it's like. He didn't have to worry about, not being able to be with her because, this is a romantic comedy anime. We're the main characters. Of course we're going to end up together. So he wasn't even scared.
Right.
But in here, they kind of threw you off.
Right.
Because they ended up bringing in,
farm boy that she grew up with.
Right. A childhood friend, which they play with that trope. And apparently he's been in love with her ever since they were kids. And he was waiting to see her again. And he's been improving on himself, and when he comes back, like, oh, great, arrival, just what you needed.
And I kept saying, farm boy, you're nice, but no, pick Usui. And you're like, Mom, pick Usui.
Right, and they kept playing around that. Oh, what if this happens? Because the childhood friends thing usually wins out, so there was kind of like this. A part in there where you're not sure, like, maybe it's going to go a different route because they have me the nicest guy in the world and he's trying, and all his only flaw is that he eats all the time, constantly.
Well, his only flaw is he wasn't Usui. He's a nice guy and you like him and he's real loyal.
They're really trying to make you like him.
And really kind, and you can see that he's, got great moral fiber and so forth. But I'm sorry, I just wanted her with Usui. That was it. So, another fun part of this show is that at the Maid Cafe, Maid Sama she worked at, every day was a different theme. And the themes were so fun. Some of them got to be outrageous and just crazy. Right. And I was like, that has to be a fun place to work where every day you dress and do something differently. And then they had the character who showed up. And I don't remember his name, I'm so sorry, but he's a little boy who dresses as a girl, and he is even before he had YouTube, huge stardom like now, he was an internet star in Japan and known by millions and millions of Japanese, and he looked so gorgeous dressed up, and everyone copied his, copied his style. And The only one who knew that he was a boy was Usui. And he was upset because he was like, oh, Usui, I'm going to get him. You don't want her. She's plain. What do you want her for? He wants me. But all along, Usui knew he was a boy, and he was upset. But it was really sweet how Misa and he ended up being friends, because he's younger, I think by 4 years, 5 years younger.
Because I think he's like in middle school.
Right.
And I think
he's 11.
Yeah. He only, he wears the female outfits like all the time except when he's at school or when he's forced to be.
Can't.
Right. And then he's forced to be in his regular clothes, and he's like, oh, when can I dress up again?
He has great fashion sense. He's a little gruff, just like Misa, but he's a great kid underneath, and he's a nice kid underneath. And I like how during the show you found out more and more about him, and you end up really liking him as a character.
Right. So yeah, there's just so much to like about it, and there's even
so much to love.
The love, and there are points in there where, and again, like Ouran, where it does have its little serious moments. Now it doesn't go into like full backstories or anything like the other show,
right?
But in here they had like some heavier things going on, like they thought the cafe was going to be shut down for a butler cafe. I figure it existed somewhere, like it's got to be one if there's a maid cafe.
And I would go.
And they had a thing where they had, I guess, the president of this other school.
Rival school.
Rival school.
The rival school with a pun name.
Yeah. You know, like, if you see it, you'll get the joke.
Right.
And this thing where he was after
Misa.
Misa. Sorry, I had to make sure I get it right this time.
Not
Misa.
Not Haruhi.
No.
Misa.
Right? Yeah, and we was after Misa. And yeah, those were the episodes where it was a little more serious. Now, it wasn't like going on episodes long, but it was like mini arcs that were going on. You knew like it wasn't the end after one episode.
Right.
Another one where they pretend to be butlers to compete in this little competition that was definitely first started out pretty fun, then started getting serious later on. So it did have this blend of, even though it was a laugh out loud comedy or a goofball comedy like Ouran, it still had the moments where, okay, you really have to take this seriously. There was no time for humor, but when it was right, when the time was right, then it went back to being goofy.
Yes.
They even had one episode like Ouran again where they did a fairy tale parody.
Yes.
Where the original did Alice in Wonderland. This one decided to do Momotaro, which was the boy who was from a peach. But only thing is, they like screwed up the entire story, so it wasn't even anything close. The boy was like a full-grown man, and it was Misa as a samurai gonna kill the demons instead of giants. The three idiots were the dog, the fish, and the monkey. They were gonna eat him. And Usui was a circus. A ringmaster that was never in there, and then they met the mermaid of the sea, Little Mermaid. Then they had some pirates. Then they had this, that, and the other. Are we even following this story anymore?
So if you have not seen Maid Sama, you really need to watch it, especially if you like romantic comedies, whether they're animated or live action. You will absolutely love this.
Right.
It's got David Matranga again, and the animation is great. The story arc is fantastic, and it ends up with a happy ending like you want. And then when you're done with the anime, as you mentioned earlier, you got a whole bunch of manga you can read and continue to have the joy of reading about this couple and their friends and all that goes around them.
Especially if you love
It is available on Netflix, so you get to see the entire season. It's there, and we're going to watch it again, as we mentioned. And if you have seen it, please let us know in the comments below why you love it. Have you watched it more than once? And do you really wish they would bring this back and use David Matranga again?
Right.
Let us know in the comments below.
Right. And no, if you're asking, no, there is no live action counterpart like Ouran for a remake or continuation.
And that's probably a good thing, because after what we've seen Netflix do with some live action interpretations of anime, I'm probably very happy there's no live action.
Right. So be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications about new podcasts.
And let us know what you think of our new intro for 2020 and the new decade.
Yes. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Masculine Entertainment.
And I'm Mama Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Met her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountains. rooftops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, give it to you later.